Since the makers of Planetside 2 have yet to give us any hard facts on any of the weapons or vehicles, no numbers, we have to just test for ourselves. And I've heard conflicting information on which ESF is actually the fastest, so we're just going to go ahead and test all three of them. First off, we are starting with the Terran Republic's Mosquito. Now this Mosquito is known to be agile, and it's supposed to be the fastest. Just today I read someone saying that it was not the fastest. Let's find out. So taking a Mosquito with no performance upgrades in terms of speed or anything like that, there's three things I'm going to test. Regular flight speed with just W pressed, flight speed with W and space, and with just W you can see speeds about 219 when you're flying at perfectly horizontal. Good pilots fly with space and W, and you can see speeds of 242 at horizontal. But realistically, when flying, your nose is going to be pointed down just a little bit, and that gives you a little bit more speed, and you can see speeds around 247. And with afterburners, you see speeds of 329. So there's our three numbers we're going to test for each one. That lovely Reaver took me out. Let's move on to the Reaver. So the Reaver is a heavier aircraft. It's the heaviest of the ESFs, it says, and it's also the hardest hitting ESF. So we would assume it's probably the slowest since it's the heaviest. Let's check that out. So just grab a basic basic Reaver here, and first I just test out how fast I can go by only pressing W. And I would hate to be that pilot who doesn't realize that holding space gives you a lot more speed. Because here you can see I'm just flying with W at exactly horizontal, and can't even break 200, 199. So this is definitely the slowest vehicle out of the gate. Now here I get up to about 218, that's with spacebar, and still at horizontal 216 there. I noticed that the Reaver really carries its weight. With the nose down at all, it really does pick up a lot more speed. Here I get up to 236, and that is 20-30 degrees down, but I noticed the average realistic speed is about 217, and that's about 10 degrees nose pointed down. But coming up here, I go down this hillside and I get going like 250 or something. So the weight definitely pushes, the momentum really gets going. I feel like it's slow to start, but once it gets going, it keeps its speed up, especially after afterburners and stuff. I noticed that the speed stays up quite a lot longer, but the speed of the afterburners is actually quite a lot more too. Here you can see the afterburners boost to 352, so that's quite a substantial amount higher than the Mosquito. So there's our three numbers for the Reaver: 199, 217, and 352. And let's move on to the Scythe. So according to the developers, the Scythe is extra agile, and when you fly it you can tell that it's got really good hoverability, and it can turn on a dime, and it does like barrel rolls and loops really easily. So let's check out its speeds. Surprisingly, the Scythe wasn't as fast as I felt it would be. It's a really stable platform, but it only reaches about 200 without the space bar, so this is just W, it hits 200. Now we'll test W and space bar, and with the nose 10 degrees down, we get speeds of around 226. So that's a realistic real-world speed, 226. With boost, you get 322, so real close to the Mosquito's boost speeds. So let's review all three. So when we look at the overall numbers, we can see right away that the Mosquito is the fastest. It's quicker with just W flight by 19 kilometers per hour. With W in space, it's also the quickest by 21 kilometers per hour. The afterburner speed is the only place where it is not quicker, and I think that's fair that the Reaver has the faster afterburner speed since it is overall slowest. But there you go, guys. put the all the rumors to rest. These numbers are averages. The clips I showed the numbers being achieved, but I also took a lot of tries to just kind of figure out a standard way to test them all with the 10 degrees nose forward, and those were the numbers I came up with. So hope this informed you guys of what you were looking for, and see you on the battlefield.